Welcome to TV Recaps. Today I will be recapping a superhero TV series. A group of vigilantes is on a quest to bring down a multi-billion-dollar superhero entertainment conglomerate and expose its crew of corrupt superheroes. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our channel. Please sit tight and enjoy the recap of the TV show, The Boys, Season 1. Oh, and of course, spoilers ahead. The show begins with Queen Maeve and Homelander stopping a bank robbery and saving two kids in the process. Homelander is the leader of popular superhero group 7, owned by Vought International. The other members include Queen Maeve, Black Noir, Lamplighter, Deep, A-Train, and Translucent. Later, Huey Campbell, an electronics store employee, shares a kiss with Robin, his girlfriend. However, their happiness is short-lived as A-Train, who possesses superhuman speed, kills Robin in a high-velocity impact. Vought's lawyers offer Huey a $45,000 settlement, which he hesitates to accept. Butcher, a vigilante who is determined to take down Vought, approaches Huey and offers him a chance for revenge. Butcher asks Huey to accept the settlement but only if he receives an apology from A-Train at 7 Tower so that he can plant a bug. Meanwhile, following the retirement of Lamplighter, aspiring superhero, Annie auditions as Starlight and is accepted into the 7. She is shown around 7 Tower by Deep, who abuses his authority by blackmailing Starlight into performing oral sex on him. She cries after the humiliating encounter. Next day, Huey enters 7 Tower and successfully plants the bug. Unfortunately, Translucent, who is able to turn invisible, catches Huey in the act and confronts him at the store. Butcher comes to Huey's aid and gets into a fight with Translucent, eventually incapacitating him by electrocution. They bring Translucent to Frenchie, Butcher's former teammate and weapons specialist. After imprisoning Translucent in an electrified cage, Frenchie fabricates a special bullet to pierce Translucent's super hard skin, but it bounces off him. Frenchie realizes that his skin might be impenetrable, but his insides are soft, and plants a bomb in his rectum. He begs for his life and confesses that A-Train was with his girlfriend Popclaw before he killed Robin. Unfortunately, the boys learn that Homelander is nearby searching for Translucent and cannot risk detonating the bomb as the explosion will reveal their location. Frenchie and Butcher draw his attention away by triggering an explosion elsewhere. Translucent manages to escape the cage but Huey detonates the bomb, killing him. On the way home, Starlight saves a woman from being sexually assaulted by 2 men. Unbeknownst to her, she is being secretly recorded. Starlight gains immense popularity overnight but is forced by Madeline, Vought's vice president, to wear a revealing costume to capitalize on the buzz. Butcher recruits another of his former teammate, Mother's Milk, to run surveillance on Popclaw by having Huey hack into the cameras in her apartment. They learn that A-Train plans to use Compound V, a performance-enhancing drug for superheroes, for his upcoming race with another speedster. To expose Vought's dirty secret, they decide to steal the drug at the race. Frenchie sneaks into A-Train's changing room to look for the drug but is unable to find it because he has already used it. A-Train wins the race and publicly announces that he is single, breaking Popclaw's heart. Upset, she injects Compound V that she stole from A-Train's stash. Witnesses this and informs Butcher about Popclaw's hidden stash. An hour later, her landlord comes to collect rent. Instead of paying him, Popclaw has sex with her landlord. Juiced up on Compound V, she accidentally kills him. Frenchie and Butcher rush in and use this to blackmail Popclaw into telling them about Compound V. At 7 Tower, Homelander presents Translucent's remains, found by Deep at the bottom of the ocean, to Madeline along with Butcher's message. Following Popclaw's tip, the boys find a secret warehouse where a woman called the Female is imprisoned. Frenchie frees her, and she brutally kills the guards before escaping. Finds evidence that she was a test subject for Compound V and is living proof of Vought's wrongdoings. After finding out the Female has escaped, A-Train searches the entire city for her. The boys find the Female at Penn Station but is too slow for A-Train as he runs by and grabs her. A-Train tries to kill her. Frenchie intervenes and attracts a crowd to distract A-Train, allowing the Female to escape. The boys corner and knock her out using halothian gas. Meanwhile, Huey, after a chance encounter with Starlight at a park, has been going out with her. At Butcher's request, he bugs her phone during a bowling date. At 7 Tower, Madeline receives word that a plane has been hijacked by terrorists. She sends Homelander and Queen Maeve to rescue the passengers, so as to secure support for a bill which allows superheroes into the military. Sadly, while killing a terrorist, Homelander accidentally destroys the plane's control panel and abandons the plane. After the crash, Homelander uses the tragedy to push for superheroes in the military, rousing the crowd with an emotional speech. Madeline is pleasantly surprised, but Queen Maeve is repulsed by his actions. At the Believe Expo, Starlight is invited to talk about her Christian beliefs. The boys are at the expo to chase their next lead, Ezekiel, a Christian superhero who is headlining the convention. Butcher instructs Huey to use her connection with Starlight to get a meeting with Ezekiel. Once he is alone, Huey uses knowledge that Ezekiel is gay, which goes against his traditional Christian values, to extort him for information. Following the lead from Ezekiel, Butcher and visit a hospital and discover Vought is injecting infants with Compound V to artificially create superheroes in a lab. They were not born with superpowers. Later, Starlight, frustrated at being pressured to lie about her beliefs, breaks script and speaks candidly on Christianity and the sexual assault she suffered at Vought. Meanwhile, a train finds out Popclaw is the one who leaked information about Compound V and kills her. He returns to her apartment and finds video footage of Frenchie. Using his picture, a train and Black Noir track Frenchie down. Frenchie realizes his cover is blown and releases the female out of sympathy before running. However, his escape is intercepted by Black Noir. The female comes to his rescue and a fight breaks out between the two. After Starlight's speech, Madeline demands that she complies with company rules. Starlight refuses and threatens to expose Deep and how she has been covering for him. To salvage the situation, Madeline instructs Deep to make a public apology and sends him to the remote town of Sandusky, Ohio for a sabbatical. Later, Butcher reveals to Huey that Homelander raped his wife Becca, who went missing shortly after and is presumed dead, warning him that superheroes are not to be trusted. Despite his warning, Huey continues dating Starlight and eventually sleeps with her. In the meantime, Frenchie and get help from Mesmer, a telepath, to see into the female's past, learning her name is Kimiko and that she was kidnapped as a child by a terrorist group. They also learn that Vought is manufacturing super-terrorists using Compound V to push for militarized superheroes. Butcher reaches out to Susan, deputy director of the CIA, with evidence he has collated against Vought. In exchange, Butcher issues Susan a list of demands, including a guarantee that Homelander will be prosecuted, to which she refuses. Butcher calls off the deal. Later at night, Mesmer meets with Homelander and passes him spy cam photos of the boys, betraying them. Homelander holds a meeting with the Seven and shows Huey's photo, declaring that he killed Translucent, and blackmailed Mesmer, Ezekiel, and Popclaw because a train killed Robin. Starlight is devastated that she has been deceived. A train, as revenge, calls Huey and threatens to kill his father unless he meets him alone. Huey shows up and gets into a heated argument with a train. Kimiko catches a train by surprise and breaks his leg, ending the altercation. To protect the boys and their family, Butcher accepts the deal with Susan and passes her the Compound V. With the new evidence, Susan threatens to reveal Vought's dirty secrets unless Madeline retracts the military deal. The tables are turned when Susan is shown footage of a super-terrorist blowing up U.S. soldiers and walking away unscathed. To keep Vought happy, the Pentagon agrees to keep Compound V a secret and classify the boys as fugitives. Curious about Becca's fate, Homelander questions Dr. Vagerbaum, the scientist who created him. He reveals that Becca was pregnant with his child but claims both of them died during delivery. Homelander confronts Madeline about the child and admits that he is responsible for the creation of super-terrorists that only they can fight. To appease Homelander, Madeline has sex with him. After the deed, she apologizes about the loss of his child but accidentally exposes discrepancies in their story. Later, Starlight confronts Huey at a park and attempts to turn him in for killing Translucent. In a panic, Huey reveals that Vought has been using Compound V to create superheroes, just like herself. Their meeting is ended abruptly by Butcher, who shoots Starlight, allowing Huey to escape. Starlight confronts her mother and is shocked to find out that she allowed Vought to experiment on her as a baby. Frenchie, Kimiko, and are ambushed in a motel room by commandos and brought to a secure black site. Instead of saving them, Butcher decides to go after Homelander. Huey, however, gets captured on purpose to save them. He tries to help Frenchie, and Kimiko escape but fails. Starlight, who has a change of heart, comes to their rescue. A train arrives at the last second and fights Starlight one-on-one. Before a train could hurt Huey, he suffers a heart attack from using too much compound V and collapses. Starlight stays and resuscitates a train while Huey escapes. Meanwhile, Butcher has discovered Madeline's unusual relationship with Homelander and fits her with explosives as bait to lure him out. Unfortunately, Homelander has squeezed the truth out of Vaggerbaum that his son is still alive and kills Madeline for lying to him. Butcher detonates the explosives, but Homelander saves him and brings him to a secure facility where Becca was hidden away to raise Homelander's son in secret. The end. Please stay tuned for the next TV recap. Comment below on what you liked or disliked about our video. Thank you for watching.